Good morning, everyone. It's Emily here from Phoenix Gateway. How are you all going today? I'm really well, and I thought I'm going to sneak this in before I have to go out into my garden, and I'm going to spend a whole day out there planting some beautiful plants today, and I'm really excited about that because it's just going to add so much color into my garden, and I'm very much a color girl, so that's exciting. I am reading for the week of the 21st to the 27th of June. It is a general reading. It may not resonate with everybody. I'm working with my Sacred Geometry healing cards. The link will be below to where they can be purchased. You can get them off my website at www.phoenixgateway.com.au, but you can find them online. You can find them in most New Age shops. You've just got to look around if you're not if you're out and about. If you do purchase them from me, however, I will personally sign all decks. The other thing I'd like to talk about are my liquid alchemy in a bottle. These are high vibrational frequencies that have been created to nurture, balance, and heal the mind, body, and soul. They have been my godsend, to be honest. I work with all my products, and so I vouch for my product as well. Especially with, energetically how things have been the last 18 months. They are my go-to every day. I work with them all, and you can ingest them. You could put them in your food. You can put them in your drink. You could rub it on a body part. There's so many things you can do with them. Again, it's on my website, phoenixgateway.com.au. And if you go onto my website, there are some PDFs that you can download of these. Okay, so let's get straight into this reading. And again, I've just pulled the cards out, and I love, just seeing what's on the bottom. And as you can see, it's the reflect card on the bottom of the deck here. And this is about reminding us to see how far we've come in our life. It's about going back and taking a look and having immense gratitude, to showing us, how we have managed to get through challenging times, traumatic times, happy times, celebratory times. It's everything, okay? Because it's what makes us stronger. When we actually take on board all the lessons and the knowings of what we have been through and we have been creating. What I got before I started this reading for this week is it's about leaving a legacy, and I thought that was really nice, which is why I'm bringing it forward. Two main things are happening this week. On the 21st, depending on where you live, we're in the southern hemisphere here in Australia, so we're going to go through the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. And this is a time, actually it's quite interesting given then this card as well, because for the winter solstice, it's more about going within. It's like a bear going into his cave. I actually have a bear medicine as well, which is beautiful. It's about that inner reflection. It's about, knowing how far you've come and where you are in the present and where you see yourself going with everything that you have accomplished. And then it's about them planting seeds. And then on the other hand, we have in the northern hemisphere, we have the summer solstice, and the summer solstice is like that time of celebration to see your wins and the elation and being the closest to the sun. A very powerful time, taking action, standing in your power, seeing the fruits of your labor, and so on. We also have depending on where you live, the 24th, 25th. I know it's the 25th in the earlier morning here in Australia, like 4 o'clock. But 24th, 25th of June, we have the full moon in Sagittarius. And, what I just see is that we are on path. We're going through the right trajectory. It's about shooting that arrow and following the arrow, because that is the path you are taking. So now is the time to bring all that to fruition and to create that legacy that you want to leave behind, that footprint. And that's really what's coming. And the more I talk, the more I realize it really makes sense with the week that we are about to partake in. And so it's a real high energetic, really high energy this week. Well, that's what I feel. There's a lot to contemplate. There's a lot to celebrate. There's a lot to honor. And, let's see. And as we're doing this, what we're doing, and we're listening to our soul's expression. What is it that our soul is guiding us to do? What is it that our soul is, our higher self really, then is telling us we need to let go of? What is it that, to be in our highest frequencies, it's really important that we look after ourselves, which is really interesting. This morning I made a beautiful fresh juice. So it's about eating cleaner, and eating those plant foods. It's about, if you're a drinker, maybe considering, got to give up some alcohol. Maybe you're a smoker, it's about giving up smoking. It's not all about those sorts of things either. It may be about our words. How do you speak? Do you ever listen to how you speak to yourself? Do you put yourself down? Do you hear negativity? That is something that you need to pull yourself up on. Maybe it is, that you're not exercising and you need to exercise. Look, there's so many things. Maybe you're more an angry person and you need to start calming your anger. I'd like to actually say there's one thing a very good friend of mine taught me years ago. And she always said to me, get one of those bands. I don't have one at the moment, but those rubber bands, the bracelet bands you can wear. If you've got one, put one on. And whenever you feel yourself saying something negative about yourself, being angry, going to the cupboard when it's unnecessary, having a cigarette when it's unnecessary, having alcohol when it's unnecessary, whatever it might be conscious of what you're doing, and you'll look at your band, and then you take that band off one hand, you put it onto the other hand, okay? And what you'll start doing is swapping hands. So every time you're finding that thing that you need to release comes up for you, you go, oh my God, I did it again. I need to swap hands. To a point where you get to saying, you know what? I'm so conscious now of what I'm doing that you'll start seeing habits starting to change. And I think that's a really nice little thing to do. Okay. Perfect again. Here we are, we're grounding. We're grounding and anchoring that energy that we're here to bring in. That energy that we want, we want to seed, so that, and plant, planting that seed. So, and that energy that's been coming in. So, this is going to form part of our legacy. It's going to allow us to build on that foundation, but it's going to anchor us here as at the same time as we can still access the higher learnings, the higher knowledge, the higher wisdom as we connect into source. Okay, so really, really important to have that grounding and anchoring at this point in time. All right, lovely. 417, this is about trauma. This is about releasing traumatic experience. What a week to be actually doing this. As I said, we're going through the solstice, summer, winter. It's about, that going within. For some, it is about that dark night of the soul. It's about knowing that you're here to let go, to release, where your foundations may feel really shattered or rocky right now. You may feel, that dark night, as I've said in the past, is like a spiritual depression, so to speak. And it makes us very vulnerable, but it's about understanding that we acknowledge our experiences, Everyone's going to deal with it differently. Everyone's experiences are different, and we do not know how each of us feel because, you know, our experiences are so unique to ourselves. This is beautiful because when you start looking at solfeggio frequencies, right, this all comes through the same triangle. We have a 3, the 6, and the 9. These are the 3s, okay? So this is about expansion. It's about leadership. When we look at the number 3, but if these 417 and 741, they're the same numbers. They're just mixed up, okay? They're changed, so they give a different frequency. And they're so beautiful because as we release trauma, we're ultimately listening to our soul's expression because it's what we need to let go of so that we can bring in a purer frequency, a higher frequency. Pure is probably not the right word, but the higher frequencies so that, you know, we can be the best of, you know, be the best of who we are and make the most of who we are as we're here in this this physical reality now. Okay, we're all here for a reason. We're all here to learn. We're all here to leave that legacy. Okay. As I say, the only permanency is change. Okay. Change is inevitable. Change is coming. And when you start listening to your higher self, to your soul's expression, to understanding what solvents, which is what the Latin really is for the 741, is releasing those toxins from your body, from your physical, from the physical body, from the mental, the emotional and bodies. Okay. We are making massive changes. We are changing our frequencies. We're releasing. We can create the forgiveness that we need around surrounding it. And first and foremost, we're forgiving ourselves. Okay? And it's knowing that this change is coming. It is inevitable. Like Sagittarius, you know, this full moon is Sag. It's that arrow being pointed and shooting. It's following this trajectory. You are on the right trajectory. You are making, you know, these changes now. You are aware of what you are doing. Awareness is consciousness. I love this reading. This is really beautiful. I'm going to pull 2 more cards. Can I have 2 more cards, please, and thank you. It's knowing we are all one. Fulfillment. We are all part of the one, okay? And what we need to understand, and what you hear many people discussing, is that love is the strongest, one of the strongest frequencies, one of the strongest vibrations we can feel that is emanated, that, you know, when it starts to come from the inside and we pour it out, our cup overflows. It's knowing that we are all part of this one. We are all part of entanglement. We are all part of this string theory. We are all part of this universe, and it's unified. It is one. And the more we come from that purity of heart, from unconditional love, our lives change forever. We release that fear that we no longer want to hold, and we create new beginnings. I friggin' love this reading. It couldn't be more pertinent for this week. This is planting the seed. This is all about new beginnings. What are you bringing into your life? What seed are you planting to create your legacy here and now? And I shit you not, the bottom of the deck is back where we started. Reflection. Oh my God. It is time to leave your legacy. What are you going to do to create this legacy? What are you releasing to allow yourself to create this legacy? I am just going to move these so you can actually see these are the cards that have been pulled. Okay. There you go. The bottom of the deck is reflection. And wow is all I'm going to say. This week is an exciting week, even if it's a matter of knowing that, you need to let go of things that have been painful, traumatic, hurtful. If they're relationships that you're releasing, know that it's all for your highest good, okay? All for your highest good. And what you're going to create for yourself is change. It is coming, and it is change that is going to have you resonating and in tune with the right energies to allow you to be and to create anything and everything you want to manifest and that you desire in this lifetime. Have a really awesome week, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye for now.